Annie has had that their top favorite anime character of all time has been the same for, what would you say, 7 years at this point?
I mean, the anime came out in 2014, so I would say 8 years?
Yeah, because I remember being in college when we first started watching it. So for 8 years, you've had the same top most favorite anime character of all time. And I want to put it on the air now, establish who that is, and why we should all roast you for that choice.
Well, I'm having my own little game because we wrote our top 5 favorite anime characters, so I'm pitting my number 5 against your number 5 in Super Smash Bros. Squad Strike format.
Oh, cute. We did this before. I can't remember which one.
I think it was Dr. Stone favorite inventions.
Oh, yeah. That was fun.
I'm Annie, the person who's great at all debates except this one, so that's why Minty wanted to do it.
I'm Minty. I'm going to finally win one of these.
And this is FunUntitled, where we serve every podcast with an F you. So you admit you lost every single one.
I wouldn't necessarily say that, but I would, like you said, I have the best chance of winning this one.
So let's get into it. I mean, there's going to be spoilers, so if you hear a character and what anime they're from and you don't want to hear it, maybe just tune out for a minute.
I mean, let's talk about a little bit like what we look for in a good character, right? Mine is pretty basic. I like badass bitches. I like people who are strong. I like people who make an impact to the story, has growth, blah, blah, blah. Not necessarily they have a growth, but maybe they help develop someone else's growth.
I am obsessed with some characters based on pure horniness. I tried not to make it the only criteria in this ranking, but I do love me some bitches who loves and is funny to the max.
And it's water themed.
Go bite yourself. Recently, I've been really obsessed with the trope of master and servant, and they're also childhood friends, and they see each other as equals, and they're not from Skate to Infinity. Don't interact, Adam and Tadashi.
Oh my god.
They do not. I hate that couple.
It does.
They're not equals.
Oh, I kind of like that couple.
That's gross. And the most recent example that everyone knows, kind of Rika and Yuta from Jujutsu Kaisen.
They're so cute.
But I'm just saying that as like a taste of, okay, so Annie might not be the
problematic.
Problematic Annie. So let's go on number 5.
My number 5 has been a childhood favorite for a very long time. It is Sakura Haruno from Naruto / Shippuden.
And so many people started booing.
You know what?
You want to talk about problematic faves.
She's just not written in a way that lets her shine the most, but I think the scenes that she has been in, she's done well, and she's not like a dainty female anymore. You see so much character growth between Naruto and Shippuden.
I haven't been in the Naruto fandom for a very long time. Like, I've been in it since the beginning, but I haven't seen people's opinions because on DeviantArt.com you don't really get to see that kind of stuff. So I cannot tell you, the first time I've seen people react over Naruto was the chapter when Sakura gave CPR to Naruto, and everyone got the pitchfork for no reason.
Was that the open heart massage one?
I don't know. I didn't read Naruto.
God, I need you to read that series.
So like he was just like, oh, what the hell, Naruto Sakura's canon, or no, Sakura took that without consent.
She was literally trying to save his life.
Yeah, I don't like these people are idiots. And then so many people hate Sakura. What? She became a housewife? She cleans her house? That's not very women empowering.
That's like one scene.
I mean, I clean my house. I don't think that's a stigma or anything.
Everyone should clean their house. A good habit to have.
But why do you put it on top? I said all the reasons already why she's bad.
Which, most of those are bullshit.
It's all bullshit. No, don't get me wrong. I'm not gonna have a leg in any of these arguments.
Like I said, she's had incredible character growth. She is the super strength and the medical ninja of her group. So she plays multiple roles. And she's a good mom.
She's a good mom.
She's a good mom.
In that Salad Gaiden, you can see she's a very good mom.
She tries very hard as a single mom. And come on, we always give props to a single mom that's doing well.
I wish she gave Salad a different shirt though.
Or a different name, but whatever.
Why Salad? Why Sakura?
I don't know.
Oh, you wait to see her opponent, the one you have to fight against to say she's the better character?
Ding ding.
And it's coming. It's Daiki Aomine from Kuroko no Basket.
Okay, hold on. You put him as number 5? If you could have this motherfucker on your list, he should be way higher than 5.
There's 2 characters I think it's better than 2 characters who could never leave the top 1 and 2.
What can we say about Aomine? I do actually. You said that, and I was like, what an ingenious answer. To be honest, he is a fantastic character. I love his growth. I love he had a downfall, and it makes sense because I'm also a very competitive person, so I can kind of see where that's going. And then his growth is so amazing. He has a lot of different relationships with different types of characters. His going into the zone is like the fucking coolest thing ever, and he is untouched, unmatched, and has a drive and ambition to be like the best basketball player.
And when it comes to Miracle Generation introduction, keep heat. Murasaki Bara and what's his name, Akaji?
Yeah.
They could never live up to the hype of Almine when he was introduced.
Almine should have been last.
He should have been last.
Because his shit, and he was like in 3 matches, and they were all 3 bomb-ass matches, and they gave that motherfucker the best animations.
So, defend Sakura. Does she beat Almine?
Oh, right,
I mean, I can see why Sakura, she's like the actual secondary protagonist. Is she the secondary protagonist?
I mean, depends on how you see it, right? Because Naruto's first, Sasuke's second, Kakashi, Sakura, third.
Oh, tertiary?
Sure. Everyone else is like not even.
So I guess Almine and Sakura, in your opinion, is both on the 3rd tier?
I guess so, yeah. You put them like that, I do have a little bit of a leg up.
No, I'm gonna say this. Almine and Momoi is a better couple than Sasuke Sakura.
You know what?
Blue themes, X pink theme. Stand up.
I do have to give you this one. The way Almine's story is so fucking fantastic. Like, holy shit, good. And he's good looking.
He's good looking.
He's very
I
good.
said that horniness wasn't going to be a factor. It was a factor.
I mean, Sakura's hot, but
Sakura's hot.
especially adult Sakura. But Almine is fine. Like shit.
Do I win this round?
Okay, I'll give you this one because
You know you're going to win number 1.
Oh, 100%. Well, okay, I don't know if you'll agree,
We'll see.
but I can explain it better, I think. I think the audience would agree.
I only shout on Sakura because I need people to realize that, we both have a problematic woman.
Is the rest of yours male?
No, it's not. I have one more female.
Damn, the rest of mine are male.
No, sexist.
I know. If I just had Almina's number 5, I would have...
Alright, my number 4, since you did number 5, it's my childhood favorite. I rekindled this love for this character. Minty might call me fake, but it's how I feel. It's Inuyasha.
Oh my god.
I love him so much. Like, I can't even describe, because he doesn't have growth, I would say.
No, not at all.
No, because I'm falling for Kikyo, and I'm still kind of hang up on Kikyo until she forcibly ejects herself from my life.
He's a 2-timer.
But, I'm so sorry. I love him so much. I'm getting choked up.
He's just very pure, simple instincts. He really is a dog.
I think he's the best character of, I don't care about you because you're human, but I'm going to do several things to show I care.
Very tsundere in that sense.
Yeah, but in the angry kind of way.
I think I can beat you in this one.
Alright, what's your number 4?
My number 4 is another series that we watched as a child, and we do like this series more than Inuyasha. It is Roy Mustang.
Alright.
Fullmetal Alchemist.
Alright, you got me. I'm shot. I got killed in the phone booth. I got defeated
You
that
know what?
badly. Go on.
What can we say about Roy Mustang that isn't obvious why he's such a fantastic character? I mean, the support he gives to Ed, how much he wants to be feared, the change he wants to make in the world, how he's just on the front line. He's just a fantastic character.
Wait, I'm getting up from the phone booth. I'm going to say one thing. Inuyasha had better power-ups than Roy.
Does he have better fights than Roy?
No, God, I'm going back down.
The Roy versus Envy fight is one of my most favorite fights of all matches.
And Roy versus Lust is nothing to sneeze
Oh,
at.
that's a good one. You gotta love a match that involves the environment, especially in like a more like modern and smart way. Because to say like, oh, the cliff is gonna fall, it's like, yeah, whatever. But like the buildup of gas and the explosion, and he couldn't use alchemy at that point because his glove got destroyed, and then he was with Jean Havoc. Oh, and his relationship with the others officers, it's fantastic. He is such a badass, and then he has like PTSD, war trauma, and he's just like, this isn't the shit I want people to experience again. What the fuck was this?
How dare you put Roy Mustang? Okay, I'm gonna say this. I know the answer, but I just want you to get heated about this. Who's better, Inuyasha Kogome or Roy Riza?
Oh, 100% Roy Riza. The loyalty of that couple is like so on point.
Loyalty! You don't want to talk about Kagome's loyalty of sticking with that cheater's ass the whole time?
Oh, Kagome's got loyalty.
Oh, Inuyasha. Got it.
Kagome is loyal to a fault, but Inuyasha is just sniffing around for booty that smells familiar. Look, Inuyasha's cute, but Roy is a badass. Don't even fucking come for me.
Alright, we got 1 for 1 now.
I mean, if you want to say that, because I know I'm going to win number 1.
Alright, say you're number 3. I still I have a good one for this one.
I have a good one too. Number 3 is, I would say, one of the most popular character of current time.
Gojo from Jujutsu Kaisen,
No,
is that
shut
you?
the fuck up. Almost anyone can beat Gojo. Kakashi is way better than Gojo.
Those fighting words.
You want to fight me?
No.
Do you disagree?
I don't agree that people say Gojo's just like a Eraserhead from My Hero Academia.
I think they play somewhat of a similar role, but they're not like similar in personality.
Not at all.
No.
Like, I'll take Gojo and Reagan from Mob Psycho over that any day.
Oh, Reagan's funny, but
Reagan's funny.
mine is Katsuki Bakugo from My Hero Academia.
Oh.
Who doesn't love this fiery firecracker who, like, oh, you just think he's like this over-the-top bully, but he's actually incredibly intelligent. He's adaptable. He's always striving to be better because he has a big goal. He sees fucking Deku and All Might killing it, and he's like, that's what I want to do too. And then he was trusted to know Deku's secret, and he is like, I get it, for the greater good. I'm gonna keep it a secret, and I'm gonna help you out. I'm still gonna be better than you. I will end up as number 1.
Alright, that's gonna be hard. It's not like Inuyasha and Roy though. I think I have somewhat of a fighting stand. My number 3, I put Kanao Tsuyui from Demon Slayers because I just like her whole growth from in the beginning of not being able to make a decision because she was, that power of, I forget what you call it, authority was taken away from her at a young age and she was never able to recover it. And then you get to see her blossom because she's a flower breeding into a fine woman during her fight with Doma.
Ooh, you just got into some manga spoilers.
Close your eyes, man. For this podcast, close your eyes to avoid the spoilers. Because I will admit I'm in a losing battle, but you have to admit Kanao during her fight with Doma, how she was like, you should just die, compared to how she was in the beginning, is supreme. And you get to see a little bit of her character growth when she tried to fight for Aoi when Uzi was taking her away.
I love that answer, man. I really do. I do think the audience would probably agree with me, but I think it's because the audience knows more about Bakugo's growth than Kanao's. But Kanao has a great growth. I think she's a great character. She's super cute. She's not annoying, and she's really trying her hardest with her trauma. Oh, this one's a toss-up.
Oh, the one I was looking for is agency. Power of agency.
Okay, right.
And then, it's I really don't know because I do agree Kachan just had a lot of more moments to shine. But Kanao looking for the broken butterfly clips at the end of Doma's fight.
Oh, you fucker.
And her being like, oh, I could never cry properly, but I think I avenged you. I think I did a good job.
Oh,
And
yeah.
then-
No, don't even. You're tugging at the heartstrings already.
Like, that's not fair. That's not Bakugo. Like, he has his own thing that's not as heartfully.
Oh, I mean, you're bringing out the emotion roller coaster that was Kanao's growth. Because Bakugo is just like more like individualist. It's a goal. That's what he wants to do. But Kanao, it's like, this is personal growth. This is revenge. This is like,
I think with Bakugo is he's maturing and becoming a fine adult. And Kanao, it's not really she's maturing. She's more getting over past traumas.
This is a toss-up. I can't.
Okay, we'll
pick.
make this a tie.
Yeah, this one is just like zilch. It might end up even, but I just gotta fight that much harder for number 2 because I think number 2, you're gonna have a really hard time. You are gonna have to really fight for why your number 2 is better.
I can fight with facts. Number 1, I can fight with emotions. So my number 2 is Sanji Vinsmoke from One Piece.
I should have known. We'll just repeating an episode.
I think it's so beautiful when you learn about Sanji's past, about how his mom fought tooth and nail for him to have emotions, and he became so kind, and his whole thing is that he is in love with so many things. He has a passion for cooking, he has a passion for all these women, and he's super strong, he's super cool, and you say your character, because I could go on and on about Sanji, but
this one's gonna end up zilch, because there's no way we're gonna convince the other one. I'm glad I switched my 2 and 3 in the last.
Oh yeah, Sanji would have beaten Kachan.
Oh yeah, Sanji would have beaten Kachan. But you're not gonna convince me he beats Roronoa Zolo.
Are you?
Yeah, no, I told you, this is a repeat. This is a repeat of the ranking of One Piece crewmates where like my number 1 One Piece character versus your number 1 One Piece characters. You know what I love about Zolo. You know he's a badass. You know he has the greatest loyalty that any anime character has ever had, because Luffy is a piece of shit of a captain, but Zolo has always said, this is what the captain wants, this is what the captain gets.
You're kidding me. You're doing this to me. You're putting Zola against Sanji, but I would argue the only person who can beat Sanji. You gotta be like, how can I fight Zolo, with during the whole Water 7 of Usopp disrespected my captain. We cannot let Usopp on without an apology. Of course he's loyal. That bitch is loyal.
And the Bartholomew Bear scene, where he took the pain from Luffy, that is like one of my all-time favorite anime scenes ever. It is incredibly loyal, it is incredibly heartfelt, just everything Zolo does is just for the crew.
It sucks because it's like comparing how cool Sanji is with how badass Zolo is. It's two different categories.
That's what I'm saying. This one's gonna end up zilch.
Yeah, I cannot. This is one of the ultimate One Piece debates. Who's better, Zolo or Sanji?
I mean, which of the monster trio is your favorite? And everyone has to love the monster trio. I don't know who would not love the monster trio because they are a disaster of a group, but they can beat anyone.
The only thing Sanji has about Zolo is that Sanji actually has a backstory compared to Zolo's. Oh, there was a girl I used to fight, and then she died from falling down the stairs.
Hey, you want to go over the what's his name, Chef Z?
Yeah, Zeph.
Zeph, the whole Vinland smoke, the whole pudding wedding. Look, Sanji's got a lot of emotion around him. But they mean like the badass moments that can compete with what we've already said with Zolo.
Yes, like I'm not saying Zolo can't compete. I just don't want to make sure everyone knows that Sanji has this good point. I can't describe it as well as Minty, but Zolo and Sanji, I can't believe it. I just can't believe you did this to me.
It's just Zolo's moments are very iconic.
Yes.
Because I think like they're really good, like of all anime scenes. Sanji has his moments. Like waiting for Luffy in the rain with the bento that he made of his crewmates' favorite foods when it was supposed to be for his quote unquote bride. I thought that was really
Sucks with Zolo, he doesn't have a whole arc for him.
Yeah. I mean,
So this Sanji is like sheer it's quantity versus quality.
Yes, yeah. So again, so I am definitely winning this episode because I know I'm winning number one. I have so much things to say about number one.
I have so many things to say about number one too.
Oh. I have a lot to say about your number one.
Oh, you go with your number one. It better not be the guy from Haikyuu. Is it the guy from Haikyuu?
I have begged and begged Annie to read Haikyuu for like so long. They've only seen season 1 and 2, and in terms of reading it, I don't even think get past season 2. I don't even get past season 1.
No,
of reading the manga. And I said you could read after the season 2, but we do have high dive, so we can watch season 3 and maybe 4 and 5. I don't know. I don't know if 4 and 5 is on.
Hey, I'm telling you, I'm willing to rewatch it.
No, yeah. I mean,
this IMO Haikyuu is better as an anime than a manga because it's just so you understand things better in a sports anime.
I actually like reading it more because if I don't understand something, I can read back. And like I said, I like reading manga because I get to read it in my own pace that makes sense to me. While the anime, it's super fast and cool, but sometimes you just miss things. But anyway, it is Toru Oikawa from Haikyuu or Oikawa.
I think I could fight this.
Okay, this is what you're competing against. He is Kageyama's like senpai, right? Who taught him how to do the jump serve. It created like how Kageyama became like king of the court. And there's a beautiful scene which I always love because I thought the whole like, oh, Kageyama shouldn't be the king of the court because he's being too selfish with the ball and putting too much on his teammates. So he should like humble himself. I just always thought that was like a little dumb, but there's a beautiful resolution to that where Hinata was also like, that's stupid. You should just be king of the court because you are now with teammates that can support you and you can do whatever you want because you have a master plan and we want to execute it. That's what Oikawa kind of did for him, right? Oikawa was the king of his court. He was the great king, but he was able to bring out his teammates more than Kageyama could. Kageyama kind of had to go find people that could come up with him. Oikawa is the best. They fought him twice. He's kind of like the Aomine of Kuroko no basketball. He's like the best. He has the talent should bloom moment that people keep quoting. That's why a lot of times you'll see Alba Josai have a plant theme because they don't have an animal, but because of Oikawa's quote, they will give him like some kind of like bean sprout kind of thing, you know? And my absolute favorite scene of his this is the Brazil scene. So when Hinata graduates, he goes to Brazil because he wants to learn beach volleyball, because he wants to learn like a new skill set that he could bring to volleyball, which is to enhance his balance. And that's why later you'll see like he like goes really low to bounce the ball, but he like has complete balance of what he's doing. And Oikawa comes and it's funny, it's cute. Oikawa's just like, oh yeah, I've joined the Argentine. Oh my god, I forgot. There's another scene I really love. But what I love is that even at this point, when we're getting close to the end of the series, Oikawa is still teaching Hinata what he wants or what he could be doing to improve. And the thing that he taught Hinata was like, he should have tried to imagine what the opponents are seeing on their side, and like to help with like how he should position himself, how he could fake the other team out, things like that. And then of course the scene I love most is like Oikawa said from the beginning that he wants to defeat everyone. He wants to defeat Karasuno, Shiro Torizawa, you know, everyone in the Miyagi complex, mostly because he never got the nationals. And then in the very end, when they're in the Olympics, he represents Team Argentina. So he gets to fight Team Japan of like Hinata, Kageyama, Ushikawa, Bokuto. The whole thing. And it came to fruition that and that he was going to compete against Hajime, he's not a player in the Tokyo Olympic Japan team, but he's the like, not the manager, but like helps someone like the physical health of them, like a physical therapist kind of role. So he's literally fighting against everyone he said he was going to fight against. And it came full circle. And I just think Oikawa is this fantastic character. It's funny, cool, pretty good looking.
I will say, I think he looked better when he was younger, because I don't like the beefcake he became.
And his hair's a little shorter too when he's older.
Yeah, I don't like that. Alright, I don't think I'm gonna win this. I'm gonna try. So, I will admit, I'm not good at explaining why I like something. I'm more better at explaining why I dislike something. So.
Negative Nancy here.
So I didn't do a good job, I will admit. Inuyasha, Kanao, and Sanji. I relied on Minty to help me here. But this is a character I've been fighting for 8 years. The number one anime character IMO is Juvia Lockster from Fairy Tail.
I would have had mad respect if you picked someone else.
You would have mad respect. You would have called me a liar.
That's true. I would have called you a liar.
Okay, the reason why Juvia is so great is because in a series all about friendship and nakama, she's the only one who goes the route of romantic love, which already makes it different. And you're like, no, I think other people, like name someone. Like, there's other people in couples, they don't do everything for love.
Now I get what you're saying, but remember what it boils down to in the end.
No, we're gonna go over the beginning before I tackle that. So we introduced Juvia, who is lonely for her entire life. Drip, drip, drop, motherfuckers. Because she has rain powers that makes everyone just wants to stay away from her. And she is forced to join a dark guild, aka the only guild who kind of accepts her because of her powers. And she joins the Element 4. And I will admit, Hiro Mishima introduced Juvia only as a light comedy break from all the constant fighting by making her fall in love with Gray. And she wasn't supposed to be a character outside of that. But the fans love her. You know why the fans love her? Because Juvia vs. Gray, the flowers that bloom in the rain, episode 25.
Oh god.
I think it's chapter 54. I remember every chapter at one point, but now I only know the general gist. She is a badass. You cannot deny she's a badass in her first battle with Gray. The way she has the water lock, the way she can turn, I think it's called Sierra, when she turns her whole body into water and she heats up from anger. And the resolution is kind of bullshit because she was supposed to be too hot for Gray to turn into ice and freeze, but Gray just out of bullshit froze her. And then the beautiful scene of Juvia being, well, I lost. I like the anime scene of her almost falling to her death, but Gray saving her at the last minute. I think that kind of did a disservice to her because so many people are like, oh, Juvia only fell for Gray because he's hot and now she has a savior complex. No. That was in the manga. We don't look at that. And she sees the sun for the first time in her life because she is now in a weakened state where she cannot summon the rain. And Gray's like, yeah. And Juvia's like, oh my god, happiest day of my life. I'm gonna faint now. And that is so cute. I love that for Juvia. And then here's the part where I have to start defending her. Like the part where Juvia follows Gray to the Tower of Heaven so she can ask permission to go join Fairy Tail. And it's like, oh, she stalked him. Like, yeah, she stalked him one time. Like, there's 2 times Juvia undeniably stalked Gray, but she always had a reason and purpose. She didn't go stalk him, like, you know, sniff him when he wasn't looking and just left. She confronted Gray to meet up with him and asked permission. The first time, permission to join Fairy Tail. The second time was the permission to love him.
The second was the permission. What was that?
That was basically Juvia killed Silver Gray's dad, basically, and Juvia was saying, "Oh, I don't deserve to love you, so I only followed you here away from everyone else to be like, I will drop my feelings for you. I will not be associated with you in any way, and I understand if you don't even want to see me." And Gray's like, "No, I'm gonna thank you for this because my dad did need to die and move on, and I wasn't strong enough to do it, so I'm glad you picked it up for me."
Oh, okay, gotcha.
So, and then you have to admit, Juvia in the Battle of Fairy Tail was her most shining moment when it wasn't all about Gray. It was her fighting for acceptance from a guild that she was, basically helped destroy at one point.
No, yeah, that was probably my favorite scene of Juvia, and I was like, you're gonna bring this up, right? Because this is really a only shiny moment.
So like Juvia with Kana, and then of course the Juvia with Lucy, the whole succubus. So Juvia starts sobbing because like she went from this emotionless girl to someone who's crying because she doesn't want to hurt people she wants to be friends with. Like Juvia and Kana both has this thing of being very emotionless and then blooming with so much love thanks to others. And then we move on to the Tenro Island, or whatever the hell they call it in English. I think Sirius Island, because it's totally serious. And her battle with Melody is so fucking good because she is beating Melody's ass. And I will admit, it's like, oh, Melody's gonna kill herself and that's gonna kill her and Gray. And so of course Juvia had to solve it with diplomacy. But she didn't have to be so heartfelt with, I will never kill anyone. Fairy Tail wizards would never kill anyone. If you have love in your life, you have to keep living. And Melody was so overwhelmed with how much love Juvia had that she just passed out and from emotionally drained.
It was also a very short fight.
Very short fight where most of it happened off screen. I will admit, Juvia's water body has not come into play since the Battle of Fairy Tail. And I want to ask you, Mishima, what's up with that? Then you have her in the Grand Magical Games. We don't talk about that. I can't. She's at this point, she wasn't bad in the Grand Magical Games. She just started kind of tearing. This is where everyone's favorite looks came from, where she uncurls her hair though.
This is when all her scenes started to become diminished, right? Because she has played surprisingly no role in the Grand Magical Game, despite being one of the members of Team B.
It's really sad the way they wrote Juvia, because every time she was in the Grand Magical Game and she could have shown off, she lost because she was too fixated on Gray. Although I will fucking argue tooth and nail, Juvia could not beat Minerva in the water battle, because if you don't know her spell, then you cannot fight against it. Because Minerva, if you remember in the water battle, everyone's like Juvia should have won because she's the water magic mage, but Minerva teleported her out of the water bubble, and as soon as you get out of the water bubble, you are disqualified. So even if she could like somehow get back in the bubble, she would have lost. So I don't fault her for that, but I do fault like when Gray died protecting Juvia during the dragon attack, Juvia was very like Hiro Mishima knew this death wasn't going to be permanent, so he really just half-assed Juvia's reaction. Like she screamed once and then she kind of just stoically looked at Gray being like, oh shit man, I wanted to marry that. Oh well.
What about her unison raid?
You want to get into that fucking argument? Minty knows that on Tumblr, I was like, they never did a unison raid, and everyone's like, you're wrong. And then they finally did a unison raid in 100-year quest, and no one gave me the credit of, you're right, they never did a unison raid before that. Because there's a difference between doing water moves and then freezing the water move and actually doing a proper unison raid. Okay, people? God, you pissed me off.
I just mean that another fight scene Juvia could have been in to show off, it was diminished.
Yeah, her fight with Leon was diminished. I really wish she had a proper fight with not Shendy, that's a ship name. Shelia.
Yeah, the Wendy and Shelia fight was very good. So the Shelia versus Juvia fight could have been good too, but
they were both women.
Yeah, Juvia is just not that great of a character to give her a good fight.
And I feel like if I could just judge Juvia for the parts I talked about, it would be a battle against Oikawa. But the fact that Juvia had the Avatar arc moment where she waited in the rain for 6 months, not doing anything but waiting for Gray to come back like a sick puppy, and just forgave Gray in a snap. I'm just like, ooh. And her fake out death during the Alvarez arc pisses me out. Like, normally I love my girl Juvia. When that happened, when she died, I like faked myself to feel anything because I knew it wasn't going to be permanent.
Oh yeah, no death in Fairy Tail is permanent.
So yeah, you win this. You win the whole debate. Good job.
It's just like overall, Juvia is not the greatest character. She wasn't written well. She wasn't given a fair shot to do well. She doesn't have much of a role for the story or for the characters. And Oikawa's not even a main character. He's very tertiary, while Juvia might be tertiary too. But the moments that Oikawa have has always been very strong to make a strong statement to have the characters continue to grow. While Juvia is just there literally for, I wouldn't even say for laughs. She's just there to romance or boobs, really.
Fun fact, I had to fight with someone on Tumblr. Not really a big fight, just argue why Juvia is a good character, but the person said I couldn't use any anime or manga references because they didn't finish the anime and didn't read the manga. And so I just stopped talking to them at that point.
Oh yeah, I mean, it's like sometimes people just want to say what they want to say without the evidence. It's like, then you're wasting my time.
Yeah.
Because I spent the time and effort to read the manga and watch the anime to have an opinion in the end. You have no right to do that.
I mean, I can...
Minty has better taste. Minty has better taste.
I mean, according to Funko Pop, yeah, no one likes Juvia.
Oh yeah, not even a voice actress likes Juvia.
Not even her voice actress likes Juvia, and I have to live with that fact. Her Japanese one loves her.
That's good.
The English one hates her.
I mean, to be fair, the Japanese one is the one that really counts.
Yeah.
Because apparently the Japanese voice actors can affect the storylines.
Are you mad that Kagome's voice actress affected the ending?
I'm not mad what happened in the ending. I just wish it was the creator's decision. It's not a toss-up. You're the creator. You should be able to do whatever you want and know what's gonna happen.
Well, what about the creator of Case Closed marrying Conan's voice actor? Does that do anything?
Now that one's okay.
Okay, so with that, Minty won, but I still love my girl Juvia for emotional stakes.
You can leave in the comments what you guys think, but I'm pretty sure I have better taste than Annie.
Go after yourself.